Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. In today's video, we're continuing on with my color series where I'm gonna chat about my favorite products in my collection that are in a specific color category. So far, I've done one based on like black and gray makeup, I've done red, I've done orange, and today I wanna focus on like peachy coral things. These are the products that I feel like maybe they were too pink to be considered orange, but they were too orange to be considered pink, and that's why I wanna lump them in this category together. I just feel like they deserve their own spot. I love peachy coral makeup. It's one of my favorites, and I'm excited to talk about these with you. As usual, these are not all of the peachy coral things that exist in my collection. These are just my favorites. Hopefully I'm not forgetting any, but you know, it is what it is. It's not that serious. And if maybe you think that some of these are more orange than peach or more pink than coral, that's fine too. But this is just what I felt like in my soul fit the category in my brain the best. Before we get into it, I did of course film this look. It is already on my channel. It is a members only exclusive Get Ready With Me. If you want access to this Get Ready With Me and all of the members exclusive Get Ready With Me's going forward, you can join down below in my description box. You'll get a cute little bat badge next to your name, you'll get exclusive emojis, and you'll get access to that members only exclusive Get Ready With Me once a month. As far as my accessories go, this necklace is from Shop Sun & Co, as well as my earrings, and these plugs today are Love Kills Boutique. So yeah, without further ado, let's just hop in and chat about my favorite peachy coral makeup. Going in the order that I do my makeup, we're gonna start with blush, which is a very hefty section. I could not narrow it down anymore. I have 5 blush palettes, 5 single powder blushes, and 3 creams, and I love them all. I love them all dearly. As far as the creams go, this is the Rare Beauty Liquid Blush in the shade Joy. It is just the most cute, poppin' like bright peachy color. It is so fun. This particular one is a little bit more of a glowy formula as well, and I absolutely adore it. It is precious. Next is the Rare Beauty Melting Blush. This one's in the shade Nearly Apricot. It's just a little bit more of a, I guess, more muted kind of peachy tone compared to the one I just swatched. It's right there. It leans a little more like apricot-y, orangey peachy rather than like brighter, more intense. And the last cream one I have is the Melt Cosmetics one in the shade Polished. It is such a good blush. This is one of my favorites in my entire collection. It's just bright peachy coral with like gold shimmer going through it. It is absolutely everything to me. I love it. This is one of my favorite kinds of colors to wear on my cheeks ever. For this look, for this Get Ready With Me, I had my members like kind of vote on what to use, and we ended up doing kind of a like purpley pinky cheek with like a corally eye, and I love how it came out, but I will say I'm itching to put some coral on my cheeks again. I feel like it's just such a good tone. As far as the individual singles, sticking with Melt, this is the shade Genesis. This is technically a highlighter, but I use it as a blush. It's like almost the powder version of the cream Polish. It's just such a good, again, kind of peachy coral with gold going through it. It is stunning. One of my favorites in my whole collection. I've had this for years. I love it. Next up from Odin's Eye, we have this one in the shade Peach Gleam. This one's a little bit more of a glowy blush, and it is so good. Just a beautiful, like orangey peachy shade. I love that gold shimmer that goes through it. So good. Next is a bright, bright, hot poppin' coral. This is from a Hello Kitty Colourpop collab years ago in the shade Aloha Honey. One of my favorite blushes Colourpop has ever done. It's just incredible. Look how bright that is. That like almost neon peachy coral. It is so cute. And last I have 2 from Kaleidos. This more orangey peachy one is Sunburn, and the more pinky one is Ecstasy. I might be mixing those up, but I'm pretty sure the more orangey one is Sunburn. But they're just so cute. That one is Sunburn right there. That one's Ecstasy. I like that they kind of reflect both spectrums of peach that I like one leans more orangey, one leans more pinky, but they are absolutely adorable. I love this formula. It blends so delicious on the cheeks. Moving into palettes now, the Athr Beauty Cheek Palette, specifically in the shade Amber. I don't know if this exists anymore, but I mean, it's just the perfect peachy blush palette. I love this blush palette. I haven't used it in a hot minute, but it is so good. Right there in the middle, those delicious peachy shades. I cannot. These are so smooth, so lovely. I am obsessed with them. In the Likely Makeup Fairy Blush Palette, the shade Sunstone is one of my favorite blushes of all time, but for sure one of my favorite like peachy ones. It definitely pulls a little pinker, but I feel like it's still definitely got that peachy kind of vibe to it rather than just straight up pink, and it is so, so cute. I'm like mesmerized by that liquid one from Rare Beauty. It's so good. In the Blend Bunny Juicy Cheeks palette, I feel like personally Raw leans more peachy for me than it does like a true pink. That one might be debatable, but I don't know. For me, that's just way more peachy than it is true pink, so I wanted to include it in this video. I'm loving this blush palette. I used the 2 purples in it for this blush look today, and I think it's so fun. Next up in the Menagerie blush palette, I'm pretty sure these are all available as singles, but Salmonberry is so, so cute. For some reason, these literally do not swatch with a finger. Like, I don't know what it is. It's the weirdest phenomenon, so I'm gonna like pop a little on my hand with the brush. It's right there. It's such a good, just delicious peach. Ah, I love it. And the final blush I have to talk about is from the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism blush palette. We have Twilight and we have the glowy one called Soleil. These are some of my go-tos if I want like just a really pretty like pinky peachy kind of vibe. Just look at this. I love all of this so much. I'm really glad that I'm doing this like separate color category and not just doing strictly orange and pink, because none of these fit in specifically that. It's in the in-between, and I love them. I love them so much. Getting into highlighter, I only have 2, so we're just gonna keep it rolling. One is a liquid. It's the Unearthly one in the shade Gilded. It just has the most perfect like peach, pink, orange, gold kind of situation. Like depending on how the light hits it, it looks more pink. Sometimes it looks more gold apricot. It's magical. It's so sparkly. I'm really picky with liquid highlighters, and I do really like these. I feel like they blend nice on the skin, have really good glow, and they don't move my makeup around. And also Warm Sunshine from Odin's Eye. This one, it's kind of pushing it on if it counts or not, because it's very subtle, but I feel like it does have that kind of like warm peachy glow to it. This was a hard one to pick like highlighter for, because I feel like, again, similar to orange and red, a lot of my highlighters that almost have that vibe, I feel like it was more pink than anything. So it was hard to really count anything, but these 2 were the ones that I felt like would fit in the category the best. Moving into eyeshadow palettes now, I have quite a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I think I have 15 here next to me that just have peachy coral shades that make my heart so happy. Let's dive into them. In no particular order, first off, the Spooked palette from Doodles by the Bunny and Gourmet Girls. This shade Pumpkin is just such a peachy dream. It's so good. I almost included this in my orange video, but I just felt like it had too much like pink reflect in this multi-chrome that I had to more so consider it peach. It's really hard with some of these multi-chromes. It's like, what color even is it? Because it also has this like brilliant green flash, but I feel like the orange pinkiness, especially in person, shines through so brilliantly that like peach was the best category. Also from Gourmet Girls, the Ethereal palettes, the shade Dream right here, absolutely, this is so good. Such a good peachy pink. I feel like this is like a really good example because it goes from like orange to pink really, really like flawlessly. In the Midas Cosmetics Smoky Glow palette, this shade Jump Cut is so good. Such a poppin', like bright, almost neon-y, like coral shade. I love how like it's both kind of orangey and pink. It's so bright. It is just so cool. In the Colourpop So Very Lovely palette, I've always really enjoyed this shade right here, Eyelet. I don't know what it is. It's just a charming, cute little peach color. Love a pinky peach tone. I feel like it just blends onto the eyes so nice. It gives you a really nice wash of color. It's so cute. In the Sugar Pill Fun Size 2 palette, I love Loading ... It's so pretty. Such a perfect little pinky peach. So precious. In the Dragon Fruit palette between Cleona and Emily Violet Marie, there's a couple really good ones. Specifically Strawberry Pear, Dragon Teeny, and Fruit Fizz. These all offer something a little different, but I feel like they hit that spectrum of like pinky peach so well. That one in the middle is like a multi-chrome, so it's again kind of hard to pinpoint exactly where to put it, but I feel like they fit into this like peachy coral category so well. In my collab, the Odin's Eye Battybean Planet Spirit palette, I very specifically, Animalia, wanted like the most rich, delicious, like vibrant corally shade with a ton of saturation and lots of sparkle, and I love it. I like how it's like super rich, very pink, but that gold that goes through it gives it a very like corally orange vibe. I'm obsessed with this color. I was so picky about it. I'm obsessed with it. Like, it's hard to pick a favorite shade in my palette, but this is definitely one of my favorite shades in my palette. From Give Me Glow, 3 of their palettes have like some of my favorite peachy tones ever. First being the Bad Witch Club palette. This one, I just love the addition of this bright coral. It is called You Can't Fly With Us. Right there, such a good like electric coral. It is so pretty. Also in the Pastel Dreams palette, there is a beautiful like matte shimmer peachy combo. We have Twinkle Twinkle and Peach for the Stars. These are just like the epitome of peach, like the perfect peachy colors. I love them. And then also in the Two Moods palette, there's like a whole section on the right side that's like super peachy. This whole quadrant I feel like fits in the coral peachy vibes really well, but specifically I glitterally can't. It is such a glittery like peachy coral. Oof, I love it. I love it so much. It's so sparkly and amazing. Moving on to the Moon Prism Volume 2 palette from Lunar Beauty. The shade Cameron right here is such an amazing coral. Look at it. It's just so good. Oh, it's so pretty. I guess I like accidentally skipped an Odin's Eye palette, but the Odin's Eye Saga of Freya palette also has a really cute, actually 2 of them really. The shade Skin is a really good peach, and then Red Coral is a good coral. I feel like those 2 shades hit like the 2 extremes of what I'm looking for this video. If it fits within those 2 colors, that's what we're talking about today. In the Kaleidos Club Nebula palette with Angelica, these 2 shades at the bottom are perfect. The matte one, Samus, and the shimmer, Nebula. I love these kind of like orangey, peachy, apricot-y tones. They're so, so pretty. In the Blend Bunny Cosmetics All Done Up palette, it's the shade Wink. It is actually the shade that's on the center of my lid today. It is just the prettiest, sparkly, pinky peach ever. I love it. I like that it has that warmth to it that takes it a step away from a typical like just baby pink and brings it that peachy vibe. And last but not least, in my Bella Beauty Bar Pastel Garden, there are some really good peachy tones in here. Sunset Rose is a really good peachy shimmer, and then this matte and this matte I feel like are really appropriate for this video. We have Coral Belle, which is more pinky corally, and Ballerina Tulip that's more like apricot-y, orangey. They're right there at the bottom. They're so, so, so pretty, and I am obsessed. I do have 2 single shadows as well to talk about. From Cleona, we have Court Jester right here. I feel like it has such a good combination of that like orange and pink. It's so cute. And then this shimmer from Odin's Eye called Charlotte. This one's a little pinkier, but I feel like it still has those reflects of warmth that gives me more coral vibes than just straight up pink vibes. And then I also have one loose shadow before we get into eyeliners. This one called Bonfire from Unearthly is unreal. I've also worn this as a face highlight and it is so pretty. Oh, this makes such a mess though. My only qualm with loose shadows is they are messy business. Okay, so it's kind of hard to see. Let me swatch it maybe like on my palm or something instead. So it's right here on the side of my thumb. Oh, it's so hard to show. It's because it reflects in the light. Okay, it's there on my middle finger. I don't know if you can tell. It's so pretty though. I wish I could make it more visible on camera. For some reason it doesn't want to pick up. You can kind of see that glow a little bit, but it just has the prettiest like pinky orange coral glow. It is so ethereal. It blends so nicely if you use it as a face highlight, but it's also absolutely stunning on the eyes. Last part of the eyes is eyeliner. I don't have too many, but I do have a couple. I have this retro liner, one of the water activated liners from Gavisi Beauty. This one's called Peaches and Cream. And it's exactly what you think it would be. It's like a neon pastel peach. It's super bright, super poppin', super peachy. It's adorable. I'm not gonna swatch it just because it looks exactly like it does in the pot. You just mix a little water, activate it, and then you can glide it on the eyes, and it's lovely. And then I have 2 pencils from Colourpop. No telling if these are available anymore. I can't guarantee everything I talked about today is available because I'm just picking through my personal collection to decide like what my favorites are in this category. But everything that I can will be linked down below. This first one is called Bae Breeze. It's right there. I don't know why I swatched it in such an awkward spot, but it's what's in my waterline today. I love this one. I also have On Point. This one's a little bit darker, but I feel like it's still in that kind of coral category really well. And finally, moving on to lips, I have 10 things total, a mixture of a lip pencil, a lip oil, and pretty much only glosses. I think I have one liquid lipstick that I felt like kind of fit in with this category. So the lip pencil I have is Lively. It's what I'm using as my lip pencil today. I feel like this is just a good kind of peachy color. It's not too pink, but it's not like orange either. It's a really good in-between. I feel like it fits in with peachy vibes really well. Like this would be my go-to lip pencil with any of the glosses I'm gonna talk about today. As far as liquid lipstick goes, this one's like questionable on what category it would go in, but I feel like the Unearthly Cosmetics Aura liquid lipstick is kind of just like a darkened, dusty peach vibe. I don't know how to explain it because it's not really orange, but it's not really pink. To me, it's like a grungy, dark peach, and it's so cute. I'm obsessed with this Rare Beauty lip oil formula, and this one specifically in the shade Joy, which actually, yeah, it's the same as my liquid blush from them. I know they came out with these to like kind of match their liquid blushes, but I didn't like even think about that when I grabbed it. So clearly it's a good match, but like the most perfect bright pop in like peachy coral. It's so fun. Getting into glosses now, the Unearthly Cosmetics gloss in the shade Cupid is so cute. It's a really good kind of like peachy pink with gold sparkle going through it. I love, it's so pretty. From Sugarpill, this Oh Honey 2 gloss in the shade Sugarcoat. It's mostly just like a neutral sparkly gloss, but I feel like the shine that goes through it is so like peachy and lovely. I had to include it because I really like this gloss a lot. From the Ulta brand, this plumping gloss in the shade Candy Stick has been a favorite for years, and it is so good. It's a really sheer, sparkly, peachy gloss, and it's so plumping and so lovely. A lot of these lip choices are gonna be more on the subtle side. It's just because I don't personally wear like vibrant peaches on my lips very often. If I'm gonna wear a peachy lip, it's probably gonna be a gloss. I also have this CoverGirl Yummy Gloss in the shade Coconuts About You. Again, it's pretty sheer. Like it's basically clear, but it has the tingiest bit of peach to it, and I love this formula, so wanted to include it. This Nomad Cosmetics Sparkly Gloss in the shade Fée de Provence is so pretty. Such a good sparkly peachy pink. Again, it's a little lighter, a little more subtle, but it's so pretty. And last, I have two glosses from Melt Cosmetics. They were from that Zodiac collection. We have Rebel and Flare. Rebel is a little bit more of like a peachy pink with gold going through it. It's so pretty. These are plumping as well, and they are so poppin' looking on the lips. They're so mesmerizing. Flare is a little bit more of an orangey peach with like pink going through it. It's kind of like the opposite, and they're so cute. And I think I've said enough about various peachy coral shades. I'm kind of sick of using the word peach now. Thank you so much for watching my video. I had a lot of fun kind of picking through my collection, reminiscing, going through what my favorites are, ones that really stick out to me, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to know what you think about like peachy corally makeup. Do you love any of the things that I mentioned? Are you interested in any of them? If you like peachy coral makeup, what are your favorite things that you own in your collection? If you made it to the end of this video, why don't you leave some peach emojis, fruit or color? And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me on my other socials. You can join the Battybean fam. I am Battybean on everything, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And if you want, you can subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I'm posting most days here as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye. My gosh, I was like an SUV that was like popped up in the front. Like, why do you look like that?